Okay, welcome to Weekend Deal. Dressing appropriately will mean dressing to reflect the place, the function, and the occasion. It is important that your clothes are clean, not dirty, not torn, not unironed, and you must dress comfortably and practically. Now, dressing for your body type can never be overemphasized because, trust me, what looks so good on Miss A or Mr. A can look flashy or outrightly classless on Mr. B or Miss B. That's why know your body type. My name is Patience Eloy Abba, and as usual, not alone, and with it decently, wonderfully, and elegantly. Should I have regularly dressed as Selma? Thelma.
How you doing, Patience?
I'm good, girl.
You look absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
You know, when we were chatting earlier, Patience was asking me, where did I get this style from? Well, for me, about style icons.
Yeah.
I'm talking about copying a style. I copied the style, and I saw that it didn't look bad on me. And that's why I can wear it and match out any day, any time. But can you imagine someone admiring you from a distance, and then you walk past? They already imagine your scent, and when you walk past, there's nothing. It's bland. It's bland. It's like, oh, person just hits earth. Oh, I thought he or she was a bad person.
Oh, it's even bad. Don't talk about bland. What if it's actually disgusting?
Bad, maybe some sweaty stench. It doesn't make for someone who has fantastic dreams. Let's be intentional about where we want to go, and we can start today. It's time for some unwinding flexibility exercises that will touch the mind, the body, and the soul. Dip, are you there? Are you ready? Take it away, please.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk. Namaste. Hello to everyone. I am Diptiranjan Mohanty, a trained yoga teacher from High Commission of India, Abuja. She is Tinasi. Today we will do 2 pranayamas, Kapalbhati and alternate nostril breathing. Pranayama. Pranayama is the combination of 2 words, prana and ayama. Prana means life force or vital energy. Ayama means extension or expansion. So the meaning of pranayama is extension and expansion of the dimension of the vital energy or prana. Now we will start Kapalbhati pranayam, the frontal brain cleansing breath. Kapal means frontal brain, Bhati is the cleansing. So when we do Kapalbhati, it should clean our frontal brain. Those who are suffering from heart disease, vertigo, high blood pressure, hernia, any abdominal surgery, Otherwise, we will do 5 rounds of Kapalbhati pranayama. Once more, 10 times rapid exhalation and contract your abdomen towards your back. Start. From 10 rapid exhalation, we can increase 15, 20, up to 50. Now we perform the variation of Kapalbhati with each nostril. Now close your right nostril through your right thumb. Exhale through your left and simultaneously contract your abdomen towards your back. When you exhale, know that you should breathe out from your abdomen. Start 10 times rapid exhalation. Release your right hand. Now close your left nostril through your left thumb. Now exhale through right nostril. Exhale from your abdomen. Start 10 times. Release your left hand. Now breathe in slowly, breathe out. Kapalbhati has a cleansing effect on the lungs and is a good practice for respiratory disorders. It balances and strengthens the nervous systems and tones the digestive organs. It purifies the nadis and removes sensory distractions. It energizes the mind for mental work and removes sleepiness. It removes mucus and also strengthens the abdominal muscles. Thank you for joining this yoga session. See you next time. Namaste. Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk.
Okay. You see how deep breathing actually does not only relax the body, but it also strengthens our lungs. It helps our lungs to be healthy. You see how people, you run into someone you've not seen in a long time, or someone you know, I want to say there's something off about that person. Instead of dressing the way he or she used to dress, the first thing that comes to your mind is, what's wrong with this person? She doesn't used to look like this. Or the person is thinking even about you. What's wrong with Pat? There's something different about the way she's looking. It just tells you how much our personal style tells about us. Before we start our conversation proper, we'll go on our first break. When we come back, the conversation will begin. Please don't go away.
You're watching Weekend Deal, and we're talking about wardrobe wisdom, what to wear, how to wear it, where to wear to, so that you make that lasting first impression that will bring your dreams into reality. Now, we're going back into history. Our dress code has changed and evolved over time, such that some pieces we put on today date way, way back. But let's see how far back we can go with our background feature. Pay attention and be a part of our conversation.
Fashion, a mosaic woven with the threads of history, culture, and individual expression. From the cultural roots of pre-colonial Nigeria to the bold statements of the 60s, 70s, and beyond, Nigerian fashion has crafted its unique narrative, blending tradition with modernity.
Our traditional cultural expressions in the wares, the clothing habits, and the popular clothing habits of Nigerians, of different ethnic nationalities. So you have ethnic costumes, like what I'm wearing, of the Tiv nationality in Nigeria. And you also have fashionable costumes that people wear from all ethnic nationalities, from fabrics, bark of trees, from wool, from sheep, skin clothing. So for Nigeria, the evolution is not a one day, a one season thing. It is on the basis of various ethnic nationalities.
Fashion, an ever-evolving art, shaped by political events, technological progress, and societal norms.
That was before we became Nigeria. You found a dominance of ethnic costumes in our royalty, particularly in our elites. The way the poor man dresses in my culture is not the same way the noble or the rich person dresses. So when you say culture and fashion, it depends on the social class, the social category you are talking of. It's got to do with money power, accessibility, affordability, and capability to do those things.
Clothing is not just fabric. It is a statement of status, power, and identity. It is the language we speak before uttering a word.
Naturally, if I got to a place and people saw me entering, the visual impression is what strikes the individual. And visual impression is not necessarily correct. It could be stereotype, profiling. Oh, this man looks like so. Okay, if you wear a Bachama dress that we know as Bachama to be our cultural wear, or a baggy dress, or an Igbo costume, or Ishekiri, or Ijo, or Nupe, or Fulani, or Hausa costume, it doesn't mean that you are that person. It's the symbolism of it and the taste of the individual who likes to wear such. If we wear English clothing, for instance, does it mean we're English people? We're not. So, impression also matters. If you dress decent, what I'm saying, I'm calling decent, means a generally approved concept of looking up to your, not status this time, but what is the norm, the normative of decency, the average of decency. So that also speaks to the type of person that you are. So each occasion has its own protocol of dress.
In the realm of first impression, attire wields profound influence. It is the armor we wear to navigate the battlefield of perception.
The psychology of it is first being happy with what you are wearing, but not to please people. When I see African women, you know, we are buxom, we are large. So if you go and put on high heel shoes and struggle to walk, you ruin your ankle tendons. In the fashion world, there's a stereotype of the beautiful woman who walks gwangwala. She walks on stilts. She's supposed to cross her legs and sway her hips. And these are box office stereotyping, profiling of who the woman should be. They meant to imitate foolish things like sagging their trousers and allowing their pants come out to show that, you know, we are cool. And that's the habit of prisoners in America.
In professions, attire is not just clothing, it is a badge of authority, professionalism, and ethical conduct.
Now I'm in a costume, this attire. When you see me like this, you know this is Shagbao, Babamutum, a big man be this so in thief culture. In another culture, it's just ordinary. So what we call the symbolic significance of the order, the self. The profession determines what you really wear. If, for instance, a doctor were to come and see me as a patient in hospital, you just come in casually in your ordinary Yanga clothes, fashion dress. No patient will have that confidence to say this is a professional. So the professional ethic also helps to observe an etiquette. That's the protocol, the way of doing things, the way of appearing to be what you say you are, or to instill confidence in the other person.
On today's Weekend Deal, Discover wardrobe wisdom, knowing what to wear.
The vibrant Tauko, the ageless Abuja app, giving out his piece on culture and dress. And now our guests are here. I can't wait for you to meet them. And it's an honor to start by introducing the only lady guest in the house. She's Ojo Sule, the CEO, Hoshigera Group of Companies, cast member of the Real Housewives of Abuja, and trust me, she looks the part. She is beautiful. Let's meet her virtually.
Hey, Pasharella, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Great time to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
No doubt we'll learn a lot from you. Okay, it's time to meet a gentleman. You know, he's been tailoring styles and crafts and designs for gentlemen and perhaps a few ladies of class. His name is Opadiran Oluwafemi, a fashion designer of note. And I tell you, age is just a number. Let's get to see his profile.
Okay, our next guest is also someone who is creatively upping the game in the fashion industry. He's also creating clothes for men and women. I hope men and women, right? Yes, I got it right. It's no other than Ademola Rotimi, a fashion enthusiast and entrepreneur. Let's meet him.
An amazing outcome we have here today in the studio. Some could say there's a battle, there's a war raging, but this war is one that will benefit everyone. We have special guests in the house today. Lady, gentlemen, we welcome you.
Welcome.
Wardrobe wisdom. You know I'm coming to you. that headgear was so bad. What was that all about? You're looking so glad.
Thank you so much.
And your makeup, girl.
Thanks.
You smoke it. You're nice one. Okay, in our background feature where we listen to Tauko, who is, he talked about, he brought in the cultural look.
Yeah.
And no matter how fashionable we become,
Yeah.
we will not forget who we are. We are Nigerians, proud Africans, that is. He said something about dress code with those who are noble and those who are like normal people. He said they dress differently, you know. But I know that every day, depending on who comes to you and what they want, you can make somebody who is supposedly ordinary be noble.
That's right.
What goes into dressing up somebody in such a way that they will stand out anywhere they go, be it day or be it night? What do you take into consideration? Colors, style, personality, even skin tone.
That's right.
So tell us, how do you put somebody together?
Well, for me, right now, I'm styling myself. And so I want, it's original, it's like original Poshavella. So I define my style as African royalty. And I represent the African woman wherever I go around the world. I love our attires, and I have a signature look, which is my headgear. Mostly I'm either tying my gilly, or I'm wearing like a fascinator, which I design myself as well, because I have a company called Pashwala Design, where I have accessories and all. So I feel like, for me, when I have something to do on an event, I think of my mood first, and then how I want to present myself. Say I'm invited for a wedding, I know that this is the kind of people that are there, the caliber of people and all of that. And people often say, I'm always like this, like you can never catch me on fresh, just like how my brothers are looking very sharp and dapper. Yeah, so we put a lot into it, and I feel like for you to stand out, you have to be, as a woman, you have to be elegant, you have to be, you have to be poised, and you have to be comfortable in your own skin and what you wear. So I take that into consideration first before I start.
Amazing.
That's right.
Amazing. Okay, Demola. First, let me just, how long have you been in the fashion business?
Quite a while now, but I started with early
2019. Okay, I want to ask you this. Yesterday, this convention actually started yesterday. We had a guest in the house, and we're talking about some outrageous styles that you see at the wedding. We have talked about how some bridesmaids, their girls are popping out where they're dancing. Right. You are like looking at them and you're just actually closing your eyes, hoping that people are not watching what you are seeing. And it's very important. Are there things you will make? Let's say, I know you can make this clothes. You make this clothes for this girl. What kind of request will they tell you? Will they come and say, what the trade is, I want it out? What? Oh, I don't like to wait. Yes, I like the outfit. It must be. No, something happens. Because you look at them struggling and they are uncomfortable themselves. So for a designer, I didn't like, you advise them. Or just say, okay, they want you to give it to them. It's the process.
For me, this was just not to me, but also given the video of the when I was going to start the fashion business, Gent and Roses clothes was, and the Roses part is for the female, just something feminine. So when I was going to start, I made sure I created some values, integrity into my business. Like, there are things I'm not going to do. There are dresses I'm not going to make for female and all of that. And just like what you said, one of those dresses I don't want to make is that one that you have your popping out and all of that. Because at the end of the day, you're a representation of your designer. You see, people go for events, and at the end of the day, we're seeing them tagging you with their dresses and all that. So I don't want a scenario where somebody feels, because at the end of the day, some of these ladies do not even know how to manage whatever styles they are asking for. So they call it wardrobe malfunction or something. So at the end of the day, it looks like it's the fault of the designer. But at some point, you need to understand how to even carry the styles you're asking for before you ask a designer to make it for you.
Yes. Oluwafemi, you take us there. You see these ladies, and sometimes some ladies will have a slit from the ankle all to the waist, and you are seeing skin all through. It then already tells the person that there may be nothing from someone just wear a dress. Just wear a dress, who is making those clothes for our young women? Because I know that nowadays, every business has an association. Every entrepreneurial outfit belongs somewhere. Do you sit and talk? Do you say, oh, this is made by Ademola, and it's, like he said, they tag their designer on it, on social media. Who is making these clothes and why?
Okay, so first of all, I would say the culture that we live in right now, like, is a woke culture. So people have like different perspectives of how they think they should be perceived, right? So that's one of the things that influence people's decisions. So I would say personally, the identity of every individual matters most when you want to like decide how you want to dress, because consciously these people know what they are doing and they are doing it intentionally. But from my own perspective as a fashion designer and an image consultant, usually people like that don't come to me because there's a way I portray myself, and those kind of people don't look for me to make those clothes for them, right? But then again, I would also like to say sometimes I used to do like fashion trainings for people. I wouldn't restrict myself in teaching people how to do those things. The clothes, for instance, that you were talking about, like showing a little bit of cleavage and all those things, it's fine. It's based on your moral ethic to know what you want to do with it. But we give advice because high status people usually don't do all those things. So it depends on how you want to portray yourself. So elegance is not something that you can buy in the market. You have to be able to like learn it and then understand what it entails. So yeah, there are some people that are strictly designed for those people, and then it's their brand. It's what they've based their brand on, and then nobody holds anybody for it.
We'll be talking about dressing for your body type. Talk a little bit about that. Let's say you are a particular body type. There are things that will suit you.
Yes.
Another person wears that same thing.
Yeah.
And the person is looking very trashy.
That's right.
Just because of, so let's talk about that later.
Well, I feel like everybody's body shape should be embraced and everyone's beautiful. But it depends on how you present yourself. So for me, and most times, like all women, we go through body changes. This time, I'm a size 12, I've been a size 10, even 14, I eat up and all of that, and it changes. Do you get? So, say for instance, you are a size 12, don't wear what a size 22 will wear, because it will look like you just have cottons upon you, draping. Do you understand? And if you're a size 10, don't wear what a size 20 something or whatever we wear, because sometimes I see like that curvy women who want to wear like very short skirts and very like tight fitted or crop tops and all whatnot, and then it just looks a little clumsy because of the fabric choice. Like some people wear lycra, and you're a curvy woman and maybe you have like fat cellulites and all of that, so it's all in your face or in people's faces. I mean, present yourself well. There are outfits for everybody's clothes. You need to think about your body size and wear appropriate, clothing. So yeah.
Well, how is it for you? You are designing for ladies of class and elegance. And sometimes even young ladies may come to you, they want to dress in a fashion in which they aspire to be, using your style to propel them in that direction. How do you advise them? In terms of color, in terms of fabric, in terms of skin tone, where necessary?
All right. Well, I must first add that making clothes for ladies is actually very, very interesting.
Okay.
Unlike the men, we just have like a straight pattern for our designs. It is not kaftan, you're wearing a shirt, you're not wearing a shirt and the trousers.
That's for the men, right?
Yeah, you're wearing a suit. But for ladies, we keep evolving. Different things coming up. Even styles from ages past, I'll say, come back to like limelight, and you're like, oh, I have something to create again and all of that. So I'll say it's been interesting. And for the fabric type, styling and everything. So most of the time when I look at people, some people just want to dress. People bring styles from the Instagram, the social media. And when they get to me, I'll be like, that is trending does not mean it's your style. You can't wear everything you see online. Why don't you let us create something for you? Like talking about the color, if I see somebody like Posharella now, the first thing I'll be suggesting would be like, oh, would you like to wear burgundy? Do you get, because of our skin type and all of that? And I don't think I'll suggest yellow. Do you know why? It's just like too, in physics, so as a science student, there's this law that says unlike charges attract, but like charges repel. He and a yellow color, they are light yellow charges, so they're probably going to repel each other. Which already is like, light.
Is it because you already said she doesn't like yellow? It's just what I first grade ladies turn out looking amazing.
It actually depends. It depends. Even the fair skin actually varies from different tone. Do you understand? So you have to be very intentional about who you see. Fashion is all about knowing who you are first before telling what you're wearing on yourself.
That is a conversation for another day. Hold all your thoughts every time because we're going on our second break. Okay. We're holding their thoughts. They'll let it out when we come back. So don't go away.
It's always great to have your company with us on Weekend Deal, especially when we're talking about wardrobe wisdom and how to present yourself in a manner that you elicit the response that you desire, and even better, that is dressing appropriately. We'll take some of your messages and thank you very much for sending them in. This message is coming from Makodi. My name is Margaret Abutu. It's not every fashion trend that we see that we should copy. Some fashion trends are there just for the runway. The fashion trends that ladies copy sometimes is alarming. And in these days, even the guys. Okay, Kizito from Imo State is reaching us as well. It says, I love this discussion. He said, everyone should be blamed when things go awry. He said, but mothers especially, because they are the ones who are in charge of the home and they are the first role model that their children see. It is how they present themselves that the children copy, and they should also caution their daughters when they dress wrongly. I'll take one more. Mrs. Hamza from Abuja. She says, this is a very good topic. Let us tell our people the truth. Charity must begin from the home. You don't need to tell somebody who you are. They already know when they see how you dress. So ladies and gentlemen, if you really are ladies and gentlemen, we will see from the way that you dress. Let us speak now so we can correct our future. Mrs. Hamza from Abuja, thank you. So much loaded.
So loaded.
Okay, we'd like to start with okay, and also let's talk about the kids that she introduced earlier. Okay,
because like there's a lot going on. You see, like that, it's like it's becoming ridiculous.
Okay, the way for events.
For events, red carpets.
Have you seen that? Okay, men wearing boot tubes. They wear blazers as well, or just boot tubes. Okay, that's so real cool. That means they never sleep. I tell you. Okay.
What I would say is primarily fashion is a form of expression, right? So most people try to express themselves, but then there's a thing with excesses. People try to take things to the extreme, and that's why I started with the fact that there is the place of identity when you're trying to determine your style. And then for us in this part of the world, Nigerians, we have our culture to refer to, and then also spiritual background. So for people that is from a Christian background, there's a way a man is supposed to portray himself, and then there's a way a woman is supposed to portray herself. And then you have to take that into consideration when you're determining your style. So, but we're talking about general perspective now. So people, and already we're in a world where people are trying to dress in a gender that is not theirs. So I'm thinking that's where that is coming from. So some of these people that dress in a way that is not synonymous to how a man should dress or how a woman should dress, it's probably because they are trying to communicate a message, and then, like I said, we're in a woke culture, so they want to put it in your face and force it down your throat, such that you have no option than to just keep, because what you see often is what you tend to adapt. So that's why sometimes we have to also come up with better designs and better style for people to adapt, so that they don't have to look at all these other options. Do you understand? Yeah. So basically, that it's the identity is very important, and if that is missing, of course, we'll miss it in our dressing. And then talking about how people portray themselves in terms of style. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have so much in terms of accessories and all those things. All you just have to do is to just understand what you want to portray, who you want to portray yourself as. So if you want to portray yourself as a professional, there's a way to go about it, and then there are people to talk to that can help you. You don't necessarily have to break the bank or do too much for people to notice you. So I'll just drop it there.
Okay. I know your responses are coming and they are being well oiled. Please oil them. Add some chocolate mix. But let's go to Makodi now. They're talking about the power of first impressions. Makodi, share please.
Dressing for first impressions is incredibly important as it sets the tone of how others perceive you and how to expect to be treated. This, of course, begins with self-awareness. Experts say the impact of an attire is profound.
Yes, my major attraction was the fact that he was a very handsome man. Yes.
I saw a young beautiful girl, well dressed. She was even backing the door. So when I went in, what she did that caught my attention was that as gorgeous dressed as she was cleaning cobwebs on the ceiling. I spoke prophetically. The young lady, what you are doing has given you a husband.
The concept of dressing how you want to be addressed suggests that one's attire sends a message about how others see you in the society. It is in this light that the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, makes sure to generate the right first impressions. It is common knowledge that cultural dance troupes wear costumes to create impressions on the audience and convey the essence of their performances. Costumes often incorporate intricate designs and symbolic elements that enhance the visual spectacle of the performance and artists, captivating the audience.
It reminds them of who they are. It reassures them of who they are likely to be, and who they want to be. So this is part of the impact. While it reminds them of their ancestors, of their old practices, it also reminds them where they are coming from and where they are going to.
Dressing to suit occasions can also be a form of inclusiveness and identification. When you dress well, you convey that you value yourself. In essence, by taking time to dress appropriately, you can harness the power of first impressions. What then happens when this is not the case?
When people are dressed inappropriately in different situations, the reaction is usually negative. So it all boils down to dressing the right time, the appropriate time, personal style, different situations and circumstances.
It is therefore important that this awareness is passed down to the younger generations to influence and shape the future of Nigeria.
Okay. So we've been carried away there. Thank you so much. Thank you, Makodi. That was rich. That was rich. Okay, back to the studio. Okay, I'll start with Ojoma. First impressions. How do you feel if you have to meet someone who you've been talking with on the phone, or somebody who is coming for something you're going to work with, and the person is shabbily dressed or does not smell right? How do you handle a situation like that? Especially the not smell right thing. How do you handle it?
For me, first impressions matter a lot because what you see first is the visual, right? And so I've been in a situation where I was speaking to someone from England, long time ago, and he had this very calm spirit about him, and you're just speaking and all of that. Back in the day, there was no video calls, you couldn't hear anything, you're just speaking on the phone. And then he flew into Nigeria, and then I saw that he had, not to judge, but he had dreadlocks and all of that, and he had tattoos, and I didn't think that's what, I couldn't merge the two together because I felt like I was speaking to a gentleman who would present himself as a gentleman. So that was a turn off, and I didn't continue it. So I know how that feels. So I feel like your actions or your words or who you are should match what you look like. So first impressions are important.
I would just say there's a designer for everybody.
Oh, okay.
There's a designer
for your level.
So So to be honest, right, there are some people that they've built their brand up to a level where they can choose to charge you in dollars or choose to charge you in millions. Because what they are selling is not necessarily the product, it's the brand that they've built over time. And then picking it from where you said women's clothes and men's clothes, generally speaking, I think it's more expensive to make a women's garment than a men's garment, generally speaking. Because even if you look at Nigerian brands, like women's clothes generally is more expensive than men's clothes. So, but then if you want to dress for an event and then you want to kill a look, you don't necessarily have to go to the high-profile designers. There are some designers that will give you the same look. They are equally talented, equally good, and then they will kill it for you. But because sometimes you just want to be associated with people that are doing well in the society, and then some people don't mind breaking the bank for it because sometimes you just want to be associated with success. And this is what these guys are selling. So, I mean, I think it's fair for them to charge for their worth.
So it's the brand that are purchasing.
Yes.
Okay, good one.
So if I get a good roadside teller who can do the same thing, I can wear the same thing. And who's going to ask me guys, I made my dress, and I'm going to walk like I made it from one of those things.
That's because you're confident.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I can add to that. I have like a younger sister friend who was getting married, and she came to me and she said, "I want to make my dress with such a designer," and I knew that her budget couldn't match the designer's, what the designer would charge, but she so badly wanted to because of the pressure of social media and what her brand will do for her. When she puts her up, she's wearing this designer. So yes, that's the mentality now of people these days, and they'll do anything. And she had to go break her bank to pay for that just because she wanted to be put on that. So it's so not everyone is like you.
Yeah. It's interesting that perspective. It is good. Even ladies, there will come a time when you can afford it, but when you can't, it's ill-advised to go and borrow money or use everything you own just because you want to make something with the brand. There's a time for everything, I think. That's where we're taking away.
Yes.
Go at your own pace. That's a designer has also built his product and service over time. Just like the ladies' strength, gents are building theirs. So it's okay. We go at our own pace. We may or may not get that. Even if you can afford it, sometimes you may choose not to go that way. Not to go that way.
Around the world, and everybody buys from Ivy.
Exactly. In fact, sometimes we see the elites abroad. They wear very simple clothes. No brand name. No brand name. T-shirts, no brand name.
Mentality. We want everything. We want designers. We want,
It's a level of sophistication.
Oh yeah, something simple can make you look better than something very expensive.
And that's right, true.
Very simple, and you're looking so good. People ask you, what are you wearing?
Amazing. Well, our producer, our producer, while we were doing our research, talking about first impression, talking about evolving cultures, she was saying, perhaps you want to stamp your authority at first glance. Perhaps you want to walk into a place and everyone say yes. That's the director general, that's the producer of the package, that's the anchor. This is a fashion designer worthy of note, and it's obvious. Let's see what she put together, and she was unrelenting in her research. Would you take us there?
Can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. My music hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me. What am I to rhyme and to hype me? It feels good when you know you're down. A super dope homeboy from the Oak Town, and I'm known as such. And this is a beat you can't touch. I told you, homeboy, you can't touch this. Yeah, that's how we living, and you know.
I'm selling granules.
I'm a dispatch rider.
Dressing covers almost 70% of your personality. 70% of your personality. Before you talk to people, people look at you, look up at you. How are you? How are you dressed? Or how you have been before they addressed you. They have to first of all see you before they hear you. So it's important. You know, the personality is what your appearance in general. Apart from when you talk, then they will decipher what sort of a person you are by talking. But there are so many people that you need not to talk to them. They will just see you. So how you appear, that is what the most important thing in the whole thing.
Whatever you put on, it has to go with your outing for the day. A doctor has their own uniform. So I'll not expect a doctor to be in an office with a Babariga's clothes, which not showing that you're a doctor. A doctor has a doctor coat. So when you're putting on that white coat, everybody who come in there will know that definitely this is a doctor. So when I see a nurse and people come in to see a nurse, you expect that nurse has their own kind of uniform. If you go on the field where people like on the road, the road cleaner that's employed by government, now you see this particular kind of, it's common with, I think, green color kind of coats, that you see them like a jacket that they put on, signifying like these people are actually on the road cleaning. So even when you are passing, nobody needs to tell you that, who keep these people there to be doing what you know that these people are actually working for government and they are being employed to pay for to be there.
I choose my own uniform. We don't have a specific uniform. So, and I don't like repeating clothes often, always. Monday and the rest days I go on corporate. Some days are long sleeve, but today I choose to go on white.
When we're leaving house, usually when leaving house, one should be mindful of what occasion is he going to attend for that day. And you have to find appropriate dressing for such an occasion.
As someone that leads some other people, I look at what is decent, knowing that you are someone standing in front and others are following you. And when people are following you, they look up to you. Looking up to you, they look up to what you wear, how you talk, your behavior, mannerism, and so many other things that you may not even know. So to choose what to wear that is decent, that is neat, does not bring my personality down. It may sound strange. If you dress below the standard of where you are placed based on your position in office, it could lead to people looking down on you. Someone could walk into an office and the leader is not appropriately dressed. The person could speak down on that leader. The person could, mistake the leader for someone else. That does not mean I dress overboard, but that simply means that when someone is referred to as this is my boss, you look it.
That was a very in-depth research there, coming from different angles. Different people telling you why they wear what they wear and why they have chosen a particular time in the week, like that dispatch rider. Well done, Uju. That's our producer bringing on her A game. Our guest is still here. So how do we react to that? Different people wearing different things at different times. How? Yes, let me take you on that one.
All right. The interesting thing about fashion is you can actually be whoever you want to be. You can actually, and it's so amazing that apart from fashion being like what you wear is like, just like what that man said about being the 70% of your outlook. It's also about, I think, 70% admirably, 70% even about the way of life. You know, the foremost reason why we wear clothes is just to cover our nakedness. Then it keeps evolving to, you know, let's style it. You know, one is like varieties and all of that. Fashion and authority are something that they actually work hand in hand. You can use, imagine you're a king and you choose to dress like just a commoner, and you're angry at somebody who passes you and you're like, oh, don't you know I'm a king? You don't look it.
Yes.
So authority also comes from your look.
From what I've realized from a guy's perspective is that guys that even engage those people might not necessarily like them as a partner. It's just for like the sake of, okay, I just like what I see, what I'll probably go the extra mile to see in some other cases. I'm seeing it free of charge. I mean, in the case of ladies, right? So that's just the truth for the guys that just engage and do some of those things. But in the real sense, people value people that dress decently, more decently, and then elegantly in a way that shows that, oh, you are a person of what, not just
Running on that. See, I don't know, these days the word sexy is still around. Oh, she looks fine, she looks sexy. What is there a line, a thin line between trashy? What is sexy, what is trashy? Because I'm worried. You understand? They say, oh, she's looking, well, so is there a thin line? At what point can sexy become trashy? And where can you say this person is okay? Please.
I feel like the objective behind being identified as sexy is totally wrong. I do not like being called sexy. I like being called beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes, don't call me sexy or just sexy mama. All that. I do not like it. I don't play like that. I love beautiful. Call me elegant and all of that, because the way people are carrying themselves these days and think is sexy. You see, like somebody comes up on Instagram and she wears like a tongue, maybe with like whatever, and then it's all button, and then she's selling a product, and then she's not selling an aphrodisiac or something, but she comes up and she's saying, buy hair. What exactly are you selling? Are you selling sex, or are you selling, a product, like hair, and so I feel like it's becoming trashy. Like a lot of people are just throwing it there, and it's all trash.
So ladies, let's be elegant. Let's be beautiful.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to be sexy for the public.
No.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's okay if you want to be sexy, but you don't have to be for the entire. Even back in the days, our parents were sexist. Our mothers. Do you get what I'm saying too? I think we should trace it back to our cultural values and everything. You see beautiful cultural displays of fashion. You go back to, interestingly, lately people are now going back to actual to do some contemporary designs and all of that. So I think the message we're trying to sell right now is, let's retrace. We are people of identity. The whole identity crisis now is just all over the net, and just like we say, society. We know what is wrong, but we promote it. You see people commenting on, oh, this is bad, and somebody is saying and inspired, and she's being powerful. They will say something about lady coming out wearing indecent dresses and say she's confident. Yeah. If you are confident, then you can channel it to something beautiful, something. Look at pressure.
To take our last break from the program, feel free to admire, inculcate the color and the style and the glam. We can do. We take a break. Don't go away.
Welcome back. We've been having a very steamy, entertaining, learning time here in the Weekend Studios, and our guests are still here. Unfortunately, we don't have time. It's not our friend right now, so they have to kind of round up, and I'm going to give all my guests just a minute to say something. Just round off. I'll start with Pochirella.
Hello, I'm MJ Pochirella, the incredible minister of happiness. Stay in your power, stay in your light, be positive, check your mental state, and be beautiful. Signing out.
Go then.
Okay, so my name is Oluwafemi, the creative director of Oluwafemi Fashion Designs. So one thing I would just say is dressing well is very important. It's a symbol of authority. And then the fact that they would say, don't judge a book by its cover doesn't mean a good book should have a bad cover. So think about that, and then think about it when you're trying to like present yourself to strangers, because how they see you first before they think of whatever you have to offer. So just consider that when you dress up.
Powerful words. Ademola.
Demo. I think I'll just say that if you want to take authority in any area of your life, I think you should do a bit more research into what to wear. It will help you a lot, even to gain favor from people. It helps you a lot. So I'm signing out. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, amazing. Thank you, great people. We've learned quite a bit. I've just taken over. I'm now the assistant director of Minister of Happiness. I took over from Pesharella. But I'll be assisting her in the meantime, until we see again. Yesterday I wrapped up saying that there's no second opportunity to make a great first impression. But let's also add a little to that to let you know that your clothing is your style. Your clothing is you. Your clothing tells people who you are before you even utter a word. And sometimes there's no need to even utter a word. People already know who you are and where you aspire to be.
Your style is you. Your style is your personal identity. Please, whatever you do, don't lose yourself. Keep it real. Don't break bank. That simple dress can make you look beautiful, but decency should be your watchword.
Your health is in your hands. Okay, take care of your health. Prevention is better than cure. God bless Nigeria. We love you.
Love you. Goodbye.